Good morning, you guys, and welcome to this Get Ready With Me at Grand Floridian. I asked you guys if you had any questions over on Instagram, and you did not disappoint. Before we jump into that, if you are new here, hi, my name is Ashley, and welcome to my channel. It's called Pixie Dusted Mom. So glad to have you here. If you have a Disney trip coming up, you have something scheduled, or you're thinking about a Disney trip, I would love it if you would click that red subscribe button, join my little Disney internet fam, and let's lower those pre-vacation stress levels, get you ready for your Disney trip so you can go into it confident and prepared and have a magical time. So if you are excited though about this video, click that thumbs up button and let's jump into it. All right, so I have a ton of questions to get through. Oh my goodness, you guys want to know a lot, but I only have 20 minutes because I have to make it to rope drop for early entry. So let's see how fast I can put on my makeup. Like usually I can do my makeup in 5 minutes, but I like to chat, so we'll see. I'm just gonna start at the very top. I'm not gonna like work through these or do anything special. But before I answer the first one, I'm just gonna share kind of what products I'm using as I'm getting ready. This is the Dime Wonder Screen. This is the shade 3, if I'm not mistaken. I think this was before they came out with the shade levels. It works for me. It's a tinge darker. I actually ordered a different shade because I really enjoy it. It's just slightly the wrong shade. But it feels good on your skin. It works great. The sunscreen, it does have SPF 30 in it, so I've not had to worry about my face burning when I wear it. The other day I forgot, I skipped that step. It didn't go well. But first question was Dean, which is my husband if you're new, always 100% on board with you creating Disney content? Okay, so Dean, I mean, when I first started, it wasn't to be a Disney influencer. That was not the goal with what I was doing. I just wanted to capture memories with my family. I loved watching these mommy vloggers. For whatever reason, like I wasn't even a mom and I was watching mommy vloggers. Like I enjoyed that because that was like my ultimate thing I wanted to be, was mom. And so it was cool kind of feeling like I got almost a inside preview of what motherhood looked like. And so that was cool. And then obviously once I got pregnant, I really enjoyed it all that much the more. But I wanted to be able to, sorry, I'm looking at myself in the viewfinder. It's my like mirror, so I'm sorry if I'm not looking at you. I really enjoyed it. It made me want to have and capture memories of my own family. Once I had Lucy, it was like, I think I want to vlog. And vlogging to me felt different because if I didn't have kind of a goal of like, okay, I've got to have kind of a timeline to this, I would just take a bunch of random videos and they'd just be on my phone. And I'm like, this kind of puts a little more pressure on it. Like, hey, this is a project that I'm working on. So it made it a little different than just filming stuff. And so like, obviously I still film random little things, but I don't have a way to really go back and watch those. They're not cataloged or categorized. And so it's one of those, it's harder to find the memories in that and go back to a certain day or this or that. So it's easier with vlogs, needless to say. But that's why, and so it just kind of evolved from that. We went on our very first trip in 2020. Yeah, in 2020, oddly enough, we came in September. We got some incredibly good deals because of what was going on in 2020. So we did that. Hold on. I'm moving on and haven't showed you. So this is the foundation I'm using. I don't always use foundation. A lot of times I'll just use the Wonder Screen, or if I'm not using that, I'll use the e.l.f. sunscreen. And that can be all I use as far as like foundation, and then I might put on some like bronzer and stuff like that to add on to it. But for today, I want it a little bit more like polished. So I'm going in with the makeup and I'm just literally patting it on. I'm not using a sponge or anything. I am being so basic with this because I got too much on my hands. This is so not right, but hey, you know, it's how I do it. We went to Disney, it went well, and I was noticing there was a huge content gap. Like there wasn't really a ton of content on bringing your baby to Disney. The only people that had anything at that point was a few videos from Jessica and Tyler Braun. That was it. I need to know other stuff. And I was like, wow, I learned so much on this trip with Lucy. I mean, I'm like, there's certain people that they talk about like just Disney food, or they talk about just Disney drinking, or just Disney this. And I'm like, I think I want to talk about just Disney kids, and like, that's gonna be my thing. And so it just kind of evolved into that. And so that's the 5-minute long-winded version of how I evolved into that content. Like, it wasn't like I sought out like I'm gonna be a Disney influencer, but here we are. All right, that is foundation. So we've got the base done. I think this is good. I can't see anything. All right, so that's gonna, wow, we're just really flying through these. What do you look forward to most when planning for Disney? I think booking the dining reservations is really fun for me. I enjoy that, and like knowing, like I did some of this yesterday for our, not next trip, but the next trip after that. We've got a lot of trips. So I'm using the Maybelline eraser, little stuff. I really like doing that, and like knowing that we have this dining booked is so exciting. So I'm really like, I'm looking forward to that. And then planning our park days. I love it when my family sits down with the homework from my Simple Way to Genie Plus course. So shameless plug for that. If you want little planning guides and itineraries for your day and how to craft one, definitely check out that course. I'll link it down below. You can use code VIDEO and get 10% off. But I love sitting down with those and making our list of things that each one of us wants to do. And it's so fun to kind of get the girls' memories going. Even if you come once a year, it's just fun to hear your kids and what they're getting excited about the trip, or what they've maybe seen in vlogs or videos or other videos online, or from commercials on TV or whatever it is. When I was a kid, we had the like Disney planning video that came to the house, and then it changed to DVD, and now I don't know if they even do that at all. I don't know, that maybe it's on a website somewhere now and you can go online and watch it. But that was always so cool, and so it's fun to just sit down and start figuring out like what they want to do and what we want to do, and kind of marrying all that together to plan our park days. So I think I just really enjoy that element of it, of like planning our actual days, because I feel like that's when it's starting to get like super real feeling for the trip. So what all are you loving about your life right now? Oh, that is so interesting. And wow, I did not know that was just gonna trigger me. Oh, okay. Here come the waterworks. We're jumping in the fields. Kelsey. But okay, I don't even know where to start. I just feel so blessed to be able to do what I do. As like I mentioned, I didn't start out thinking I was gonna do this. My goal was just capturing memories with my kids, and filming our family and doing that and putting them online so other family could watch and all that kind of stuff. It wasn't, okay, bronzer time. It wasn't the goal of, man, I want to be a YouTuber and I want to make money. Now obviously that's kind of evolved into what I am now, and it's like, wow. And I do think about like, I'd like to grow, and I want to up my editing, and I want to change this or that, and I want to evolve and grow and become a better YouTuber, because now that, I mean, it is my profession, I don't want to just like stay the same and just make boring videos. So if you've been watching, like especially the trip in March, like I feel like I really upped my editing game. I don't know if you guys could notice, but I like really worked super hard on those videos. And it's also fun though, because I enjoyed it. So that was cool. Like it's fun being creative. Obviously I'm loving getting to come to Disney and do this. A random thing I'm loving at home is gardening. Like we started a little garden out back. Like it's just a container garden. It's nothing fancy. Please don't ask me for tips and tricks on gardening, because I'm not there. But it just, I don't know, it's just a lot of fun. So it's something different and relaxing, so I'm really enjoying that. All right, I've got to rapid fire through some more of these. Oh my goodness. Sorry, you guys are my mirror. All right, and that was the Dime Lash Primer. Love that stuff so much. It gives me the best eyelashes, I feel like. What do you do when a toddler is having a tantrum and won't get in the stroller? Okay, well, we've all been there, so let me put your mind at ease. You're not the only one. You're not a unicorn, I promise. I'm gonna go in with the e.l.f. Shadow Stick, but, okay, the little thing just kind of popped out. Just poke that back in there. But, what was I saying? Oh yeah, stroller. Trying to get them as calm as possible. So like talking to them, trying to get them to relax. If it's a baby toddler, I mean, sometimes you just kind of have to distract them because their brain's not functioning. They are in fight or flight mode. They're stressing, they're tripping, like you just, there's no talking to them at that point. So sometimes you just have to distract them. I'm not saying buy them something or whatever. I am saying though, is let's look at the birdies, or let's look at this or that, or whatever you can do. Like, I mean, you're trying, at that point, you're trying all the things. I feel that so much, but there are definitely times, like if it's really crowded or we're trying to get somewhere and they've got to get in the stroller and they don't want to, I just have to put them in the stroller and buckle them in. So if you see me pushing my screaming kid through the park, like, you know, well, Ashley tried her best and she had, like, if you've got a reservation you got to get to, or you got to move, or you know it's the end of the night, they're getting tired, you just gotta go. Like, it's like, okay, we can't just keep sitting here and sitting here and sitting here necessarily in this situation, or we're in this spot. This is not where we can stay. We've got to get to somewhere maybe where it's calmer and then go to the transportation or then go to the reservation. But sometimes you just have to, and it just is what it is. I don't like it. I don't enjoy that, but I just, as much as I can, I try to like get down on their level. And if I can talk to them, and if I can break through somehow or talk about what they're feeling, or that if they're upset, we'll try to work through that. But sometimes you just can't do that and you have to push through. So it just kind of is what it is. I'm no parenting expert. Some may come at me in the comments of, no, you shouldn't do that or whatever, but sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. So, all right, this is the e.l.f. Wow Brow. So, got that one. What is your favorite character meal you've ever done? I really like Cape May Cafe, oddly enough. I think that one's really good. It doesn't feel rushed, it feels very relaxed, and I enjoy it. I think it's kind of more of a hidden place, so it's a bit easier to get into. We've done almost all of them now. We've got a couple more that we've not, that I want to book or maybe snag a reservation for, but so far that one's been my favorite. What made you start your channel? Kind of got into that. How is the house saving process going? And what can we have a debt update? So I got two different questions really close for that. So, okay, we're not saving for the house yet. That is next year's goal. This year's goal is getting out of debt. And let's see, we've been paying, or we have, I think it was 11. We started the year with, we have 11 debts. I'm not gonna go super into details. I'm not a debt channel. I don't wanna wade off into all that. But we started with 11 and we have now, we're getting ready to pay off our, fourth. And the fourth one is actually Dean's car. So we're like so excited about it, to be like, long story short, he ended up having to get a new car. His car got totaled last year. I don't even think I talked about that. It was just, we had so much life happening in a bit of time, and it was a lot, and I was like, I just buried myself in editing and uploading, and it's just like, this is just a lot. But needless to say, he ended up having to get a new car. So we did incur a small loan. The insurance money didn't pay for everything about this new car, but we're getting ready to pay that off. So that feels so good. Like, paying off a credit card is awesome, but paying off the car is just like way too exciting, because every time you get in it, you just have this sense of pride of like, this is mine. I own this. I worked hard for this, and it is just so exciting. So we're not saving right now. We're paying off debt. As soon as we finish off paying off our debt, then we're going to jump into the savings. So we're kind of going in order there. We're somewhat doing the baby steps, kind of like with Dave Ramsey. Obviously, with my job, I get some people, they're like, well, why don't you do Dave Ramsey method? I'm like, well, for my job, I can't just not travel for the entire year of 2024 and put up home vlogs. As much as that sounds fun, and I would love to get to that goal faster, I also have to, this is how I make money, so I have to spend money coming to Disney to make money, if that makes sense at all. Part of being a vlogger and a Disney vlogger is that's what performs well on my channel. I have some of you that you're like, I'd love to see you go to other places, and I'm like, I would love to go to other places, but they don't always perform the best on the channel. So I would love to wade into that at some point, kind of sprinkle in some other destinations, maybe some beach stuff, some whatever. But for now, we are strictly Disney. Favorite resort for a mom and dad only trip, value or moderate because of budget? Okay, so Dean and I are doing a couples weekend this summer, and we are actually going to be staying over at Coronado Springs in the Tower, so Grand Destino Tower. We're just doing a regular standard room. We're not doing anything fancy. We're not doing club level because we are park people. It's like, I just don't feel like we would have the value there. We don't spend enough time at the resort to take advantage of the lounge. We don't eat there enough. So we really like our park food. Like, I'm going to be getting my pink donut. So I really don't care about having club level. But that is one resort that you kind of, especially in the Tower, you really get that deluxe feel, but more so on a budget. So I would definitely check into that. We also, when we came and did our little Christmas couples weekend work getaway last December, we did Caribbean Beach and stayed in a king bedroom, and that was really nice as well. So we enjoyed that too. Or French Quarter, I would say. If you can do something besides, if you could budget for something besides the values, I think that would be a nice splurge, especially if you're just coming for a couple of nights, if you can do it, if you can swing it. But if you're not, I would definitely suggest Pop Century. That way you at least have the Skyliner. So that would be my suggestion. Is it worth doing a sit-down meal with a 4-year-old and a baby? I think yes. It's nice to get off your feet. It's nice to have help. So having a waiter that's getting you all these things, you two can focus, or your family, whatever, can focus on the kiddos and keeping them happy and keeping them entertained and cutting up their food and doing all that stuff. You can really do that sort of thing. So you do have some help with that. I always enjoy a good sit down meal, especially if you're coming solo by yourself. If you can do some sit down meals, it's a great option too. You don't have to get anything super expensive. But you can have some help, so that's always nice. Was it hard to maneuver and store a stroller on the Wish? So we didn't take the Vista anywhere with us on the Wish. Actually, I take that back. We took it to the safety drill, which thankfully after the safety drill, they tried to force the guests that didn't need a wheelchair or didn't have a stroller to use the stairs. And we got first priority. Families with strollers and families with wheelchairs got first priority at the elevators. So they would literally push people out of our way. The cast members were like, excuse me, this family's coming through to get on, and they would get us on, which was absolutely incredible. I was like, oh my God, I can hug these cast members right now. I don't know who had this idea, but this is genius. Can we do this more often? No, I'm just kidding. But sometimes it's hard to maneuver in those crowds, and then you're just stuck because people will step in front of you all the time when you have a stroller, and it's like, I was here first. You literally just cut in front of me. It's not that I mind people like getting on the elevator that don't have strollers or whatever. It's not that. It's just when someone cuts in front of you, like that I have a problem with. I'm a rule follower. I'm like, there are rules for a reason. All right, next one is 1900 Park Fare, an easy lunch option for Magic Kingdom Day. Yes, absolutely. You could take the boat over. You could take, which is my top pick if coming this way, boat, then walkway, then monorail. I love the monorail, but you're gonna have a lot of stops on the way around. So, and then you've got to like go down the elevators and do all that stuff. I like the walking trail and I like the boats. The boat is my favorite. It's so relaxing. So if I were doing any of them, that's the one I would do. Okay, I've got to finish my makeup and I've got to put on mascara before I actually walk out of this room without mascara on. All right, July 7th through the 11th. I know it's hot, but any insight onto what we can expect at that time? A lot of heat. Seriously, prep all the stuff. I am gonna be doing a like what you need in that time frame video, and bringing the stroller fan, bringing the stroller misting fans, your stroller like ear misting fan, like all the things. Because you're gonna need it. Beyond that, usually like in the summertime you do have longer park hours, so if you can squeeze in some midday break time to kind of make up for the lack of sleep, early entry and doing some evening hours or is gonna be your best friend. So if you can do those things, that will be like really good. That way you can do it in the cool of the day. That's the biggest reason why we do a midday break, is we stay up early and we stay up late. and then we do our midday break in the middle. So people ask me all the time of like, how do you do it? How do you do so many early mornings and so many late nights consecutively? Because we take those hours in the middle of the day and go back and sleep and nap and rest, and kind of, you can't fully catch up, but you kind of sort of catch up on the time that you missed overnight because you got up early and you stayed up late, kind of thing. So that is our thing. If you can do that, take that little break in the middle of the day, and then that way you're out of the heat, everybody can kind of recharge, you can hydrate in the room, that sort of thing, and then go back and have the evening hours. So you're kind of cutting out that biggest chunk. So that those two things are going to be invaluable. Other than that, I think I'm in the minority. I enjoy the summer at Disney. Like, I know it's hot, but I feel like you can deal with it. You can bring your misting fans, you can do stuff like that. And to me, it's a great excuse for a midday break to take a nap and enjoy your pool, because these resorts have amazing pools. Thoughts on the new Petunia Pickle Bottom Princess Collection? I like the old one better, personally. I prefer the old one. I like the colors of it. I feel it feels a little more understated. And then this one is a little more like, the colors are pretty, but it's more like in your face. So I personally prefer the old one. Another question is, when did you become a DVC member, and who do you think the investment is right for? If you come pretty frequently, the investment can definitely be right for a lot of people. Okay, spray. Okay, hold on. So we became DVC members in, I think it was 2021. We bought a small 50-point contract. We don't have a lot of points. It was we're gonna dip our toes in and make sure we like being an owner versus being like just renting. And honestly, I love being able to just go on and make my own reservations and stuff, instead of having to go through a rental company and like all the back and forth of, is this available? Oh, that's not available. Can we do this one? Can we do this one instead? And so there's all the back and forth, and I enjoy being able to just go and kind of do that myself. But as far as who it's good for, I would think if you come every year or every few years, you can definitely make the math work. If you see Disney as a long-time vacation spot for your family, it can definitely be worth that investment. You just have to look at the point charts and definitely buy at the resort you want to stay at. So if you're like here at Grand Floridian, I would love a Grand Floridian contract, because we love being here, we love staying here, but these studios book up really, really fast. And so a lot of times by the time it gets to 7 months, it's not always as much availability here, especially for consecutive nights. So that part gets a little bit tricky. But if you're interested in DVC, unless you're wanting the discounts for like the annual pass and the dining, if you, like for us, we just pay out for our annual pass. We just buy it a la carte through Disney, and we bought resale. The math just kind of made a little bit more sense for us that way. But if you're interested, DVC Resale Market, they are the like sister company of DVC Rental Store, which I recommend for doing your DVC rentals from. But with Market, that's actually who we purchased our resale contract through, was DVC Market. So if you're interested in that, definitely, I'll put the link down below. It is an affiliate link, so if you purchase through that, I do get a little commission bonus sent my way because I referred you, but it doesn't cost you any extra. But it's a lot to making the decision. I actually have a video about that. I will try to link it below this one. If you are curious about DVC and like doing the math to see if it works for your family, and how long you would have to have it for it to like actually save you money, that sort of thing, it gets really nerdy. So you have to hold on tight, but it gets really nerdy. But if you're interested in that, you can definitely check it out. But I love being able to buy resale because you get it a lot cheaper than buying directly through Disney. And a lot of times the savings that you have versus purchasing through Disney is so much that it's better than getting the discounts on the food and the annual pass. And if you buy the annual pass yourself, you get the same discount that you would from being a DVC member direct. I may have talked over some of your heads, but that's that. Okay, would you ever move to Orlando? No, we love our family in Tennessee, and everybody in our family's in Tennessee pretty much, or Kentucky, so that's just like, we're staying there for now. See, this one asks, are you still doing another cruise? Would love some planning, packing content for the cruise. Yes, that will be coming up in the summer, and so very excited for that. We'll definitely be sharing cruise content, prepping. I never got to do a video for like the things we learned, and so after this cruise I want to like mesh it together of mistakes we made and things no one tells you. There are so many things no one tells you about a cruise videos out there, and even especially for Disney Cruise Line. And there were things that I feel like we learned on that cruise that I did not see in any of those cruise videos. I want to make one of those because it was just like crazy. Okay, all right, last one. I'm gonna end with this one because I've got to get to early entry. But please, inquiring minds need to know your Gideon's order. What icing again? Okay, so I am a basic kind of gal, and I go for the traditional chocolate chip cookie. That is my go-to cookie every time we go to Gideon's. My second favorite is the cookie they have in the morning, and it is the coffee cake cookie. I love that one too, but the chocolate chip cookie just has my heart. I love their two icings if they have peanut butter. I love the peanut butter icing, and it's different every day. Sometimes they have a marshmallow buttercream. I don't care for that one as much. Dean loves that one. I'm less of a fan. And then their cookie butter icing, so good. So cookie butter or peanut butter, as long as you're not allergic. So if you're allergic, obviously that's not an option, but I am thankfully not allergic to peanuts, so I got that. But dipping your cookie in that icing is just chef's kiss. So good. Absolutely love it. So, okay, on that note, I did not get through near as many questions as I thought, but we get to do a little bit of chatting. Too long-winded on these answers, I guess, but I like to talk to you guys. So thank you so much for watching, and if you have made it this far in the video, you are now an honorary member of the End of the Video Club. So now that means you have to stay to the end of the videos because you're a club member. But since you're here, go ahead and leave me a comment with a makeup emoji, makeup brush, compact, whatever you can find. Leave that in your comment, and I will see you guys right back here in the next one. Bye.